Hello and welcome everyone to How to Get a Job by Brotherly Contrarian. So I'm going to jump right into things here. So the reason I decided to go ahead and actually make this video is because I know there's a lot of people who are struggling right now. A lot of people are down on their luck. A lot of people are struggling financially as well. And I figured there's got to be some way for me to help. And the question is, how can we turn this sadness, this hardship, into cash? So I know a lot of you are wondering, just where do I even start? And it's okay because that's a good question to ask. A lot of people really don't know because people don't know how to adapt to the more advanced technology of the modern world. Okay, so that being said, it's pretty simple. The way you start is just with a simple resume. Now, this is something you can do on your computer. This is something you can even do on your cell phone. Maybe type it out as a draft on your email, send it to yourself, borrow someone's computer that has Microsoft Word, whatever you gotta do, print it out. That being said, you really only need four main components on your actual resume. All you need is your contact info, so your name, maybe your address, your education, where you went to school, work history, and whatever skills you might have. Skills could be anything. I would say being bilingual is probably one of the best pluses. So with that having been said, everyone, the next thing you have to do now, you have to start applying to jobs. And there are several job recruitment websites you could try, such as Monster, ZipRecruiter, all the above. But the only one I really use myself is Indeed. That was the one that worked for me. Just put your resume on there and find jobs you can apply with one click and spam your resume to as many jobs as possible. Another thing you can do is you can use social networks. Sometimes people post, hey, my job's hiring, but social networks aren't the best as they will kill your productivity. Another thing is you can apply directly on the website to some of these big chain stores. And another thing is word of mouth. For example, supermarkets or wherever, any store you walk by might have a sign that says we're hiring outside. However, you have to be careful if you're depending on anyone through word of mouth to give you a job, because you could have any friend tell you they're going to hook you up with a job and never actually get around to it. Pay attention and watch out for the people that try to give you the runaround. There are people that are going to tell you they got an opportunity for you they might not provide. Another thing to pay attention to is, these jobs have tons of people applying. Hundreds and hundreds of emails are flooding them all the time. People are fighting for their chance. Don't be surprised if you don't get picked. Don't dwell on it. Move on, let it go, move on to the next opportunity. Another thing is to accept the fact that you're one of a giant group of people that are trying to get the job. It might not always be there. The main thing is to not give up and keep trying and just keep sending your resume to as many places as possible. Okay, so now we need to talk about the actual interviews themselves. So the first thing you need to do is schedule it immediately. Schedule it ASAP. Do not keep them waiting. Do not call them back. Keep it simple. If you have a prior engagement, tell them I can't do it this day. I'll do it the next day. Next thing, when you go there, go into it with confidence, guys. Go into it with confidence, and you need to be prepared. And a part of being prepared is you have to look the part. But there's really no reason to worry, guys, because looking the part is really not as hard as people might think. It's really as simple as putting on some business attire. You don't really have to go all out and wear a three-piece suit, even though it is good to look like you belong. You don't necessarily have to. Go to a department store, get some business slacks and a collared shirt, even a clip-on tie will make all the difference because you look good going into the interview presentation. With that being said, I am going to have to warn you that there is a little bit of homework involved with this, guys. Keep in mind, finding a job at times, finding a job can be a job in and of itself. So that being said, you're going to have to do your homework, guys. This is something you can do on the computer. You can even do this on your phone while you're on your way to the interview itself. Get online, get on Google, get on the internet. Find out what you can about them. Find out whatever knowledge you can going into the interview itself. Find out what you can about the company. Find out where they're headquartered. If they're a publicly traded company, find out what you can about their financials, their profits. Have they been on an uptrend? Has business been good lately? Also, have they been on a downward trend? Has the company been struggling? Is your job security going to be there if you were going to get into that job? Find out everything you can, the ins and outs. The more you know about the job going into it, the better, because that way you have the confidence to go in there knowing you can be of contribution. That way you'll already be prepared so you can go in there with the confidence that you know you're going to nail this interview and land yourself the job. The next thing you need to do is make a good first impression. That's really simple to do, guys. Body language, posture, eye contact, and a strong handshake. It's pretty simple. I mean, what does it tell you about the quality of a man if he can't even work on improving his handshake? It's pretty simple stuff, guys. Make a good first impression. So when you go in there, understand that you're gonna see a bunch of people. You might get stage fright at first, but you'll get over it pretty quickly. They're gonna be asking the same questions over and over again that they probably already asked to a bunch of people. So they don't want to hear the same boring, I'm not sure, I guess I need money answers. You know, go in there, be a little bit creative, be original, tell them something interesting, don't bore them to death. They're already tired of hearing the same thing from everyone else. Be interesting and be confident. But you guys really don't have to put too much pressure on yourselves though. Just keep it simple, relax, be comfortable, look like you belong, and just don't do anything to make them think you don't belong with them. And now I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys some very valuable information to know before going into any job interview. It's important to know first that the pressure is on them and not you, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who need to make a decision where you could just go home and go about your business. Next thing is they wouldn't bother bringing you in. The way I view it, you have to have the mindset when you go in that if they call me for the interview, they're giving me the job. Next, show respect, but also command respect and know your worth, guys. You are valuable. Even if you aren't skilled, you are still very valuable to a company. If you can speak, if you have two hands, you are helpful to the employer. You are valuable to them. That being said, also try to get them to commit to calling you at a very specific time when you leave the interview. The sooner you get a hold of them, the sooner you get the job, the sooner you get your money up, and you'll be able to start working on your financial goal. However, with that being said, there are some very important key things for you to remember. The first thing to remember is that a lot of the applications are going to get ignored, but that is okay because this is a numbers game, guys. Remember, the more options, the merrier until you find the right job. In my honest opinion, there is no excuse. There's an excuse for being broke if you're paying bills, but there's no excuse for not trying. There's millions of opportunities out there, guys. There is millions of opportunities out there. Think about this. 15 years ago, they couldn't even use the internet. You couldn't use the internet to find a job, you know? All these opportunities weren't available not very long ago, so take advantage of these opportunities while they're here now. And lastly, look after yourself first, guys. If a job is promising something they can't deliver, get out of there. You don't have to be loyal to them because they'll cut ties with you in a heartbeat. You don't owe them anything. Loyalty means nothing to these businesses. I promise you. Look after yourself. And the last thing I almost forgot to add, you guys. Remember that as technology gets better, these opportunities are going to start limiting themselves. They're already trying to replace a lot of jobs with technology. For example, cashiers are already being replaced with self-checkout. As technology goes, the job market may rise or fall. I really can't predict the future, but just take advantage of these opportunities while they are out there, guys. That is all I'm preaching to you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Brotherly Contrarian. Be sure to like and share. Leave a comment if I missed anything. Be sure to subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for watching.